Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday, so that means you're going to get your Brooklyn weekly market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at Brooklyn supply. Ooh, that's going below the three handle into the twos, 2963. Show me that chart.
Yeah, down 4%, Noah, on the week before. And that's the first time we've seen supply under 3,000 since, I mean, look at that, back since March. So, Brooklyn supply is doing a whole lot of sideways, but it's starting to kind of dwindle a little bit here.
Yeah, it's starting to kind of break out. I don't know, break out on the downside a little bit. I don't know. We're going to take a look at that. I haven't seen it in the twos in a while. You said March. So, I mean, it feels like it's been around 7-8 months. I don't know. We'll take a look at pending sales, and then we're going to take a look at the weeklies later and see if that's giving us a clue into why supply is falling. Pending sales, it looks like it's just stuck in a mixed range here. 3,059. Johnny, show me that chart.
That's exactly what it is. Noah, stuck in a range. I mean, that's down 0.2% from last week. And it's really been within 100 since end of September. I don't think it's moved more than 100 since then. So we're really going sideways in pending sales.
Yeah, it's at the top end of this. I mean, it looks like it went up a little bit, but it hits that resistance point and it doesn't break out. And now it's come back down like it always does. But you know what? You got supply going down. You got pending sales kind of mixed. And the market pulse is rising, slowly rising. There is more stuff in demand than there is for supply in Brooklyn. So buyers, you may be feeling a little bit of a squeeze or something. I don't know. I mean, I let the agents talk and tell us what you're thinking out there. But the data is telling me right now that the leverage, the options actually are fading towards sell side a little bit over here. Let's take a look at those weeklies, John, see if it gives us any kind of color. Supply, 211 things came on the market last week. Show me that chart.
Yeah, certainly that's down 8.6% or so from last week. And that is not helping buyers with less stuff coming on the market on a weekly basis. And that's what Brooklyn supply looks like on the weekly level right now. It's fading.
Yeah, and it looks like contract signs are fading too this week. I got 194 booked and it says down 11%. But Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, that's exactly right, down 11%. And that's a number under 200. That's the first one we've had in about almost like 6 weeks or so. I don't want to say the Brooklyn market's peaked in terms of the holiday season, like heading into that. But, certainly it looks like we may have topped out back in our late October or so.
Yeah, we're fading from that seasonality a little bit. I mean, but I'm looking at these numbers and trying to make sense of them here, Johnny. This is definitely a net deficit situation going on. Nothing is changing right over here. There's a lot more stuff going off the market and into contract than there is even coming on. And when I look at the monthlies, take a look at the monthlies over here. I mean, you got 1,030 units coming on the market. You got 1,325 units going off the market. So we got 300 plus units that we're going down. And that's why that supply is going down. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So this trend is something that's going to probably be with us for a little while. Okay, so let's get off UrbanDigs. Let's go to the chart du jour. This is just going to be a pure snapshot of data for you guys so you see where the market is. We're looking at Brooklyn listing discount from original ask at the time of contract signing. And when you break it down by price tiers, this is what it looks like from the latest data in August, right, Johnny?
That's it. These were contracts that were signed in August and have already closed. We'd get a sort of a quick snapshot of like what the market's looking like right now. And when you look at these bars, Noah, that blue bar on the right really stands out, and that's the over 2 million units. But you know what? If you zoom in on what that number is, it's 4%. I mean, that's not high. I mean, you look at some of these other ones. Look at that green bar. That's the $1.5 to $2 million range right there. That is barely 0.5%.
Yeah, I mean, we're not looking back in time right now. We're just taking a look at the data. And again, we're just looking at August. We wanted to just get the latest batch of data that's complete and accurate and just break all that down for you. And when we do that, this is what listing discounts are right now. You're looking at about 2.3%. 2.3. Sellers are getting 97.7% of their asking price right now. When I look at the last ask, so this is the negotiability. If you think about the last ask, that's buy side negotiability. Really, there is none in Brooklyn. I mean, even with the seasonal fade coming down right now, there just is no. Look at 1.5 to 2.5 millions at zero, Johnny. That is not missing data.
No, that's not missing data. And bear in mind, this is a median. This is a median number. So it's just, if you're a buyer, you are really feeling the squeeze right now.
Yeah, and if you're a seller, you got to understand this means that there's a market. There is a liquid market in Brooklyn right now. There is a good bid for Brooklyn property right now. And if you're a Brooklyn seller right now and you're not getting traction on the market, you got to ask yourself, is there something wrong with my asking price? Because there is a market. So now let's just take a look at these trends over time. Take a look at these trends over time. It's a lot of lines over here. You got to try to extrapolate some kind of a trends going on. The black line is going to be all. So if you're going to focus on one thing, the black line's all right over there. You could see that we kind of, back in the summer, you could see that was the low and we're off the lows, but we barely coming off the lows, Johnny. So, I mean, if we are decelerating from any kind of summer peak in Brooklyn, it's barely any kind of deceleration.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, some of these lines just completely disappeared during the summer and went right down to zero. And, there's that one line on the right, that's the over 2 million line, which we just remarked on, and it's kind of spiking back up. But, bear in mind that bucket probably has the fewest number of units in it to sample from. So it's going to be subject to a lot more volatility.
Right.
And even then it's at, like we said earlier, it's at 4%. So really, if you're a seller here, there is absolutely no reason you should not be in contract quite shortly if you've priced right.
Yeah, that's exactly what this data is saying. That's exactly what this data is. They put all those lines into a comment, and that's what it is. Thank you, John Walker, for pulling up all this great data on the Brooklyn market. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, if you guys got questions, we got answers. Please visit our forum. If you want to see all of the charts from today and the reports we did, it'll be right over here on your dashboard. Other than that, this has been your Brooklyn Weekly Market Update, and we'll catch you next time.